10 countries about to collapse. After tourism crisis in 2025. You've seen this picture 1,000 times, right? The perfect beach. The empty hammock. The promise of paradise. For decades, this was the dream we were all sold. A dream that built entire nations. The postcard pieces fall away to reveal the same beach, but now it's desolate. The resort behind it is decaying, windows boarded up. The hammock is torn and swaying in a grim wind. Well, the year is 2025, and that dream is dead. For a handful of countries, this isn't just a postcard, it's a crime scene. An economic crime scene. 10 countries about to collapse after the great tourism shutdown. A multi-year global crisis, what they're now calling the Great Shutdown, brought international travel to a dead stop. And while many countries struggled, some didn't just struggle, they began to unravel. Today, we're not looking at travel guides. We're looking at a survival guide. A countdown of 10 nations whose entire existence was built on tourism and are now standing on the absolute edge of collapse. And you're going to want to stick around for number 1, because its downfall reveals a terrifying truth about the way we used to travel, a truth we all ignored. Let's get into it. The Maldives, the drowning paradise. We have to start with the most obvious victim, the Maldives. This was the poster child for high-end luxury. A string of jewel-like islands where the global elite went to escape. The entire country was basically one giant 5-star resort. The problem? When your economy is over 70% tourism, and the tourists stop coming, you don't have an economy anymore. By 2026, the Maldives will be facing a humanitarian crisis. They import everything: food, water, fuel. Without the flood of foreign currency from tourism, they literally can't afford to keep the lights on or feed their people. The government is broke. The once pristine resorts are becoming rusting, empty monuments to a world that no longer exists. It's a paradise that's drowning, both literally and economically. Aruba, one happy island. No more. Remember Aruba's slogan? One happy island. It's a cruel joke now. This Caribbean gem was so dependent on tourism, especially from the US, that nearly 90 cents of every dollar generated on the island was tied to it. Think about that. It wasn't just hotels and restaurants. It was the construction workers who built them, the farmers who supplied them, the taxi drivers who served them. When the planes and cruise ships stopped, the entire house of cards came down. The government, which had borrowed heavily to maintain its high standard of living, is now defaulting on its debts. The happiness has evaporated, replaced by desperation on an island that has nowhere else to turn. Macao, the house of cards, collapses. Macao wasn't just a tourist destination, it was a bet. A massive all-in gamble that the river of money from high rollers and tourists, mostly from mainland China, would never run dry. For a long time, it was the best bet in the world, making Macao richer than Switzerland. But in 2026, the house will be lost. The casinos are silent. The government, which got over 80% of its revenue from gaming taxes, is bankrupt. Public services are being slashed. This wasn't a diversified economy with a large tourism sector, it was a casino with a country attached to it. And when the gamblers go home, the casino goes broke. The Seychelles, paradise, unfunded like the Maldives, the Seychelles built its reputation on exclusivity and natural beauty. It was the other ultimate island escape. But it also had another claim to fame: world-leading environmental conservation, funded almost entirely by high-end ecotourism. You see where this is going. Without the wealthy eco-tourists, the money to protect its rare species and pristine marine parks is gone. Park rangers have been laid off. Anti-poaching patrols have stopped. The very thing that made the Seychelles special is now under threat because the economy that protected it has collapsed. It's a tragic paradox. The paradise that everyone wanted to see is disappearing because no one can see it. Fiji, the heart of the Pacific, stops. Beating Fiji was more than just another island paradise. It was the hub of the South Pacific, the main airport, the economic engine, the place where the world connected with the region. Its tourism industry, making up 40% of its GDP, was the lifeblood. The Beulah spirit Fiji is famous for. It's been replaced by hardship. Village economies that were built around supplying nearby resorts with food, handicrafts and cultural performances have completely disintegrated. Fiji's collapse is particularly devastating because it's not just about one country. It's causing a domino effect, destabilizing smaller, even more dependent island nations around it that relied on Fiji as their gateway to the world. The heart of the Pacific has stopped, and the whole region is feeling it. We're only halfway through our list, and it's already grim. But as we get closer to number 1, the scale of the collapse gets bigger, affecting millions more people and even threatening entire continents. Cambodia, a generation of progress. Erased for Cambodia, tourism wasn't about luxury. It was about survival and rebirth. The money that flowed into seeing the magnificent temples of Angkor Wat was the engine that lifted millions out of poverty after decades of war and genocide. It was proof of a nation on the rise. The shutdown has been catastrophic. Siem Reap, the bustling gateway city to the temples, is a ghost town. The millions of people who worked as guides, drivers, hotel staff and street vendors have seen their livelihoods vanish. This isn't just an economic downturn for Cambodia, it's a reversal of history. It's threatening to undo an entire generation of peace and progress, pushing millions back into the desperate poverty their parents fought so hard to escape. Croatia, the Adriatic ghost coast, Croatia. The jewel of the Adriatic. After joining the EU, it leveraged its stunning coastline and historic cities, made even more famous by shows like Game of Thrones, into a tourism superpower. An entire generation of Croatians built their lives around the summer tourist season. By 2026, that season will never come. The economy, where tourism accounted for a quarter of the GDP, has been hollowed out. All those new apartments and villas built for tourists? They sit empty, their owners facing bankruptcy. The property bubble has burst, triggering a banking crisis. For hundreds of thousands of people, seasonal work has become permanent unemployment. The dream coast is now a ghost coast. Thailand, the giant on its knees. Unlike the small islands on this list, Thailand is a massive regional powerhouse. Its economy is more diverse. But that's what makes its collapse so terrifying. It shows that even a giant can be brought to its knees. Tourism was a pillar of the Thai economy, representing nearly 20% of GDP and employing an estimated 8 million people. When that pillar crumbled, it sent shockwaves through the entire country. It's not just Phuket and Koh Samui that are suffering. It's the farmers in the north who grow food for the hotels, the textile workers who made uniforms, the millions of informal workers, the street food vendors, the tuk-tuk drivers who formed the vibrant heart of Thai culture. They've all been cut off. For Thailand, this crisis isn't a recession, it's a social and economic amputation. Greece. The crisis that never left, this one is heartbreaking. Greece had been to hell and back with its sovereign debt crisis in the 2010s. but it was clawing its way back, and a booming tourism industry was its lifeline. The stunning islands of Santorini, Mykonos and Crete were bringing in the cash that was supposed to finally help the nation. The Great Shutdown didn't just create a new crisis, it reopened the old one. With over 25% of its economy gone overnight, the Greek government is once again facing a massive budget black hole. The spectre of defaulting on its enormous public debt has returned, threatening not just Greece, but the stability of the entire Eurozone. For the Greek people, it's a nightmare recurring. The recovery they worked so hard for has been stolen. Costa Rica, the pura vida. Lie. This one is different because Costa Rica did everything right. It rejected mass tourism and instead pioneered the eco-tourism model. It built its entire national brand around sustainability, conservation and peace. Pura vida, the pure life. It was held up as the perfect way to do tourism. And that's the terrifying truth I mentioned at the beginning. By 2026, Costa Rica will collapse. The national parks are unfunded and falling prey to illegal logging and poaching. The community-owned lodges are bankrupt. The guides who knew the rainforest like the back of their hand are unemployed. The collapse of Costa Rica proves that it didn't matter if you were a high-end luxury resort, a casino, or a world-leading eco-paradise. The problem wasn't the type of tourism. The problem was the dependence itself. Costa Rica's fall is a warning to the entire world. It shows that building a nation on the fickle desires of foreign visitors is like building a house on sand. No matter how beautifully you build it, eventually the tide will go out. And you'll be left with nothing. 10 countries, 10 stories of collapse. Each is a reminder of how fragile our interconnected world really is. The question for 2026 isn't just how these nations will survive, but what comes next. Can you ever rebuild an economy after its foundation has turned to dust? What do you think? Are there other countries you think should be on this list? And what could be the alternative to tourism? Let me know your thoughts down in the comments. If you found this look into our fragile world thought-provoking, do us a favor and hit that like button. And for more deep dives that go beyond the travel guides, make sure you subscribe and ring that notification bell. Thanks for watching.